everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. My name is Mike. We're going to talk about some WrestleMania predictions this evening. I have my buddy Jason on the line. Hey, Jason, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing on this warm New Jersey Thursday afternoon?
All right. So, what do you think about WrestleMania this year?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit more excited for NXT Takeover Dallas. I think, you're going to have some better wrestling there, better matches. WrestleMania, I think, it's their Super Bowl. It's Vince's baby, so of course they're going to try to put everything they can into it being great. I like a few of the matches. I don't like some of the matches because I just think it's the way to get all the talent in there. Like, I'm a big fan of the Divas women's title match, the 3-way triple threat. Triple H and Roman Reigns, we know how that's gonna go. Lesnar and Ambrose and the street fight, I think, is going to be great. Both those guys are great workers. I believe that's going to probably steal the show. And then what I think is going to be the main event is the Hell in the Cell between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. But I don't know how you feel about that one.
I tend to agree because I think if they put that match on before Triple H and Roman Reigns, like just as an example, say they're next after that, they're not going to be able to follow it.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's just a very bad idea to put Reigns and Triple H as the main event and have Reigns win the belt, which we know is going to happen, and end WrestleMania and what could possibly be just really bad, booze.
Oh, God, yeah. It's going to be terrible.
But, sorry.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You get everything going the way you want to do it, bud.
All right, because I was going to say we can run down the card here because I have it sitting in front of me.
That sounds good.
As of right now, there's only 3 pre-show matches. There was 4, but they switched it around.
So what do we have?
They moved the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal onto the show.
Yeah.
But because they were originally supposed to do that on USA for the last hour of the pre-show.
Yeah, the 6 to 7 live on USA stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so as of this moment, because God knows they know how to change it on the fly, the pre-show matches are the U.S. title match, Kalisto versus Ryback.
Who do you have winning that?
Kalisto.
See, I'm kind of gonna disagree on that one because I think they're trying to give Ryback a heel push, and I think for some crazy reason that their reasoning could be let's put a belt on him and it could help him, and then Kalisto could go back with Sin Cara as the Lucha Dragons, because the tag team division is very weak.
I hope not, just because I really like Kalisto, and I think if they put him in the right areas, he could succeed.
Yeah, I agree. I hate saying this, but he's like Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah, I hate saying that too, but that's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, I mean, the mask and the look doesn't help him any when it comes to that. And the problem with Ryback is we were in Trenton at the show Saturday night.
Yeah.
And Ryback, the kids are all cheering him still. And it's like he wants to go over as being a heel, but he can't because the kids are still chanting, feed me more, feed me more. And it was weird. It just didn't seem like anybody knew what to do when it came to cheering or booing him other than kids cheering him. It was a confusing...
Yeah, and it's not a knock on him, but I just don't care about this match. Like, it's irrelevant to me.
I agree. Like, they've built it up as a good little guy can't beat a good big guy. And as we talked before on the One Raw recap, Ryback's not a good big guy anyway. He's to me, he's just a guy that can't work well enough to get over as a heel or a face. It's not going to matter.
I would say the best match he's had in the past year was probably that match, the one match feud he had with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
And that was a match where they just beat the snot out of each other.
yeah, like Ryback's the kind of guy who I mean, the Goldberg chants are great because you could see they make him so angry in the ring. Like in Trenton on Saturday night, the adults were teasing him, and he actually like did an obscene gesture toward a guy in the crowd that surprised me. It wasn't the middle finger; it was the opposite of like remember the tomahawk chop the Braves used to have, what the Phillies fans would do to counter that.
Yes.
He did it to a guy in the crowd a couple times, and it kind of surprised me because I thought that they, the PG rating and everything, I didn't think they would kind of want him to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match, I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna predict that Ryback wins the U.S. title. But I think you guys are probably like your buddy. I think just said in the chat here that they're going to ride Kalisto as the Latino guy.
Yeah, what he said is, he said since Del Rio isn't the guy that is the real Latin star, and they're paying a shit ton of money for him, that they're going to put all their eggs in one basket with him and ride him as long as they can.
Yeah, he makes a great point, and I'm just saying that I think Ryback wins just to have a little difference in opinion.
It's just sad because I like Kalisto, but they made me not care about this match.
Yeah, I don't care about it either, to be honest with you. You don't have two guys on the microphone that can do anything at all, so it's hard to promote a match where it's hard for a match to have good promotion when the two guys can't promote themselves.
Exactly.
So,
all right, next on the pre-show we have the 10 female tag match, as it's called right now, Team Total Divas. Brie Bella, Paige, Natalya, Alicia Fox, and Eva Marie versus Team Bad and Blonde, which is Lana
and Blonde.
I know, that's awful. God. Lana, Summer Rae, Naomi, Emma, and Tamina.
Yeah, so basically Emma is stuck on a team because Emma has talent. Like if you watch NXT, she can wrestle.
I really like heel Emma.
Yeah, I like Emma. I mean, this match too is this might be worse than the Kalisto and Ryback match.
Yeah, it makes when I see this match, it makes me feel like they just threw a bunch of people together just to let them get on Mania and get a check.
That, and I think they're trying to get a little bit more promotion for the Total Divas show. They're going to win, in my opinion. I think the Total Divas are going to win. Lana might get in the ring for 7 seconds and land one move or something, but I have trouble believing that Bad and Blonde could actually beat the Total Divas team because you have some real wrestling talent on the Total Divas team. With Brie can actually wrestle well enough. Paige, Paige got hurt, right? Because she seems to have just disappeared for a while.
I think so.
Yeah. But that match, I'll take the Total Divas team in that one.
I agree with you because I keep hearing that that's going to be Brie Bella's last match.
Yeah, I mean, that can make sense. Like, I think it's time for her to start her family with Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan is done, obviously, and,
this is what Chris says. Yet another throwaway match that nobody gives two shits about. I'd rather see an NXT match on the card than this time waster.
I agree 110% with that. I really, really wish that they would throw some NXT talent on the pre-show. Takeover Dallas is great. They're going to give them probably about a good 2 hours or so of a show Friday night.
Yeah.
But that's at 10 o'clock. It's on the network. I wish they would just give us a nice 2-hour USA pre-show with some NXT matches on it, man. Because
isn't it 10 Eastern?
Yeah, it's 10 Eastern on WWE Network Friday night. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
He says, Chris said, hell, give us Joe and Baylor instead of this clusterfuck.
Yeah. They could even do that, They could even show you that title match and the Bayley and Asuka match, tape delayed, just replay it on USA, and I guarantee you it will get more ratings than those two matches live from the Cowboys Stadium down there, whatever it's called, AT&T or what. I don't even remember.
I don't even know what the hell it's called.
Yeah, I just call it Cowboys Stadium. But yeah, the NXT thing, it's gonna be the better wrestling show. I think we've just agreed on that, right?
Absolutely. Well, I look at it like this. At least Vince McMahon's plan for this 10-woman's tag didn't happen because he was originally wanting Bayley to be the other person, and I'm like, dear God, no.
Yeah, Bayley needs to make her debut, if she makes her debut soon, on Raw. She needs to come out and have her almost, just featured. Let her have her own little moment, because to me it's not fair if you were to just throw her in this. And Eva Marie, I mean, she's everybody just, I guess the opinion on her is shared, worldwide. She's not good. She's great looking, which is what they love, but she's just not good in the ring
at all.
What's up next after that?
Okay, next is the Usos versus the Dudley Boys.
Now, this is another match that's not making the pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the Usos, and I'm taking the Dudleys. You know what? I might take the Usos via disqualification, because the Dudleys are going to use the tables.
Absolutely, and they're just trying so hard to get the Usos over.
You think that's what it is? I think they're trying more to get the Dudleys over as a heel tag team.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Because the New Day are full faces now, and you have to have heels that are challenging them, feuding, and there's no heel tag team that could possibly battle the New Day right now in a feud.
No, that's why it was strange to me that they turned them, for the simple fact of Enzo and Cass were rumored to come up after Mania. So I was like, why would they turn them? Because they could potentially have a pretty good sparring match against each other eventually.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Enzo and Cass in the New Day, you don't necessarily need a heel or a face, because both of them are very good on the mic.
Yes.
In my opinion. Some people don't agree with that. Some people don't like New Day on the mic. I do. I mean, I'm a big New Day fan, so. And I enjoy Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass, I don't think they're amazing in the ring, but they're a good tag team in the ring.
I think they do just enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So, it's nothing flashy, but to me, the way they work the mic and work their gimmick is what really works more than the in-ring performance.
Yeah. So who do you have in that match?
I'll go the Dudleys too.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll take the Dudleys straight up. I think they'll use a table. Somebody's going through a table.
That's possible. I don't know if you see this, but Chris just put, and this is true, I almost forgot. He said, one thing you're forgetting about is the fact of the rumored upcoming brand split, so they're going to have to figure out what to do with tag team depth if they split both of the shows.
Yeah, that's all. That's if they split the brands, which would mean that Shane McMahon would have to win, I guess.
Yes.
Which, I don't know. I guess we'll get actually to that in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, next is the Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Another match that they get a bunch of talent into just to get them on WrestleMania, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I Andre the Giant, of course, you have to respect, but I don't know. Who do you think wins that? Because I don't even know who all is in it. I mean, I think there's 7 guys in it right now.
Yeah, and it's a 20-man battle royal.
Yeah, so you have 4 Social Outcast members. You have Big Show and Kane. I'm leaning toward the Big Show winning it.
Yeah, there's rumors I read that Cesaro might be in it if he's cleared by the doctors.
Yeah, he's one of the only two guys to win it right now. Cesaro and Big Show have won it, right?
Yeah.
So, what's up with the Wyatts?
I wonder if they're going to get thrown in there.
Yeah, see, Chris just said that Strowman is the guy rumored to win it, and
Yeah, I
that's
had read that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if maybe like Strowman or Bray Wyatt could possibly win it.
I had originally thought maybe Bray Wyatt, and to build them up, what they were going to do is have all the Wyatts get rid of everyone, and then it's just like, say, Rowan and Strowman and Wyatt, and then he just kind of gives them the sign and they eliminate themselves.
That could be that's a great possibility there. That's a really good point. I'll just go with the Big Show just for the sake of picking.
However, I wouldn't be shocked if Mark Henry won, just for the sure fact of because they're in Texas.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying, because you know how Vince is.
Right now, these matches all just are like a house show to me.
Yeah, you're not kidding. All right, moving on. We have your favorite tag team, the New Day, all 3 members against the League of Nations, all 4 members.
Yeah, who's the 4th member for the New Day? Who's helping them? Is it The Rock?
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, because they have to, like, they haven't even mentioned how The Rock is going to be incorporated into WrestleMania yet, and he's been promoted, every single almost. It's finally The Rock has come back to WrestleMania thing. They've been using that in the commercials. So, but the thing is, though, is I know wrestling fans aren't supposed to. We're supposed to have very bad long-term memories. We're supposed to forget things that happen. The Rock was basically feuding with the New Day 2 months ago.
Yeah, maybe not even.
Yeah, but that's when he was with the Usos, helping the Usos at the time, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, I saw where a former writer for WWE said that that's how they're going to use The Rock with the New Day, which I would love. It'd be you get a huge pop, and you put the New Day over as full faces, even though I think they're already on the path to doing that, and maybe have already fully done it.
And I don't know if you had read this, because I had read rumors, and New Day wasn't sure if it was going to happen. But they were talking about they were going to ride unicorns to the ring.
I was reading about that, where they're going to have like some kind of big, that's weird. Like, I understand that they want it to be a show, it's sports entertainment now. There's no such thing as professional wrestling in the WWE anymore, but that gets a little bit maybe too much, but I guess we have to wait and see.
Right. Chris is saying here that Dwayne's handlers don't want him doing anything physical out of fear of him getting hurt like he did last time at WrestleMania 29 in New Jersey and costing them film time.
Yeah, because, they can't have him not make that terrible Baywatch movie. And I know he has another movie too coming out. I don't know. I don't really follow what he does,
Honestly, me neither.
Yeah, I know he's making a baby. I just saw him tweet something with that. But
it was like a picture of him with Hasselhoff.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's just like, I guess money talks,
Hey, if you want to pay me $10 million to make a Baywatch movie, I'll get up out of bed, quick to do it.
Heck yeah. All right, next we
didn't pick who was going to win the match, though.
I didn't even notice. My bad.
Obviously, the New Day are going to win.
Yeah, the New Day are going to win because the belts aren't even on the line.
Yeah, it's for tag team supremacy or something.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, that match is it could be funny and entertaining, but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a great wrestling match.
Yeah, hey, well, and this is going to be King Barrett's last WrestleMania.
Yeah, so he'll get pinned.
That's what I was going to say. They're going to job him out.
Yeah, he'll get pinned. That's for sure.
All right, next we have the 7-way ladder match for the Intercontinental title. Do you need me to tell you who's all in it?
No, I have it. Owen, Zayn, Ziggler, Ryder, Sin Cara, Miz, and Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one in front of me. Yep. I'm going Owens wins it. He retains the title to set up maybe him and Zayn feuding one-on-one for the
That's what I was thinking.
possibly even thinking he retains and him and AJ Styles start something after Mania.
That's possible too.
Yeah, but I got Owens in that one. I think that match actually will probably kick off WrestleMania.
Yeah, like they did last year.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is I wouldn't be shocked if it was Zayn and Owens because next month. No, not next month. I'm sorry. Like maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks after WrestleMania is Extreme Rules.
I think Extreme Rules is May 22nd.
Oops, wrong one.
They flipped them around. Payback is May 1st, I believe.
Okay. Rewind that, because I was going to say if it's Extreme Rules, they would maybe do some kind of stipulation match between them because they have the big history.
Yeah, Extreme Rules is May 22nd in Newark.
I hate it when they do that.
And Payback is the May 1st one, I believe the date is for it.
Okay, but well, they're cramming them together there, man.
Yeah, who do you have in that match though? The
IC match. Yeah, I got to go with Owens.
Yeah, I think he carries the belt well enough. He's a good heel. A lot of people don't like him. I like him. I mean, I think he's a good asshole.
Oh, absolutely. He plays it perfect.
Yeah.
I think he'll eventually be world champion at some point.
I think you better hit the gym a little bit more and lose a little weight.
Well, he put some back on. Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, I think he might want to lose a little weight. He's starting to.
Because if you go back to when he first debuted in NXT and look at him now, you can see he's put some weight on.
Yeah, and he's lost a lot of his mobility too. His agility, his speed, everything is decreased, and he just his matches aren't as exciting as they used to be. They're still exciting. He's still, he's still a decent heel.
I know what you're saying. If he went back down to where he was, he wouldn't. They would probably be a little better as pace wise.
Yeah, definitely, and he takes a lot of breaks too. It seems and he wasn't doing
rest
that.
Hold.
Yeah, time gotta go down for the headlock and the arm bar or whatever and all that stuff. The roll out of the ring and insult Michael Cole for about 45 seconds.
Yeah, but that's cool though how he does that because that's back in the day how they did it.
Yeah. So you have Owens in that one as well.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Next we have AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho.
Who the possible straight up one-on-one show stealer of the night?
Yes.
AJ Styles is winning.
Yeah, there'd be no reason for him to lose.
And unless they want to run it to Payback. I mean, it is called Payback. So.
And Jericho's supposed to be sticking around.
Yeah, I love heel Jericho.
He was great on Roadblock when he was messing with the Canadians.
Yeah, Styles. I'm picking Styles. I mean, obviously they're pushing him, which is the right thing. They're pushing him with the right guy as well,
Plus, they're paying him a ton of money, so they're not going to just job him out.
Yeah, there's no point in that. But I don't think we'll see the end of that feud at WrestleMania. It has been going on for a while, right?
Yeah,
this will be their 4th or 5th match.
Yeah, because they've been feuding since the night after the Rumble.
Okay, so it's been going on for a while then. All right. Yeah, then I'll take Styles in that one to end the feud.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I agree with that. All right. Next, we have the triple threat women's title match with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha.
I've been thinking about this one, and I think Sasha's going to win the women's belt, the Divas title, whatever. I think it's going to be Sasha. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I want Sasha to win it. I like Becky too. I'd like Charlotte, but the Ric Flair thing just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So maybe Rick costs Charlotte the belt. Sasha wins it. Rick and Charlotte, they finally separate them. You know.
That would actually work.
But I'll take, like, I'm a Sasha Banks fan. I've really enjoyed watching her wrestle since NXT. Her and Becky, I think, are great together. And I actually wish this was an elimination match where Charlotte can lose the first fall, be eliminated, and then you have a definite new Divas champion, and let Becky and Sasha have like a good 6-7 more minutes to just go at it.
Yeah.
And then you get a clean win.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope they give them enough time. Let them, have a good 25 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and your buddy Chris said you can kiss the butterfly belt goodbye come Raw, and that will make me happy.
Yeah, I just saw the picture of the belt. It's I don't know if you saw it. It's a replica of the heavyweight title with the big like W on the front, but it's like the side straps are like pink.
Hey, I'm all for it, and if they got rid of the Divas division, I would be all for that too.
That's what I read they're going to do. They're finally going to change it back to the women's.
Yeah, I've been wanting that now for months. Like, it irritates me that it's the Divas. They're women wrestlers. They're not, they're wrestlers. They're not divas. Charlotte, like, Becky isn't really a diva,
Yeah.
Even Marie is a diva.
Yeah.
Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha are women wrestlers.
I was going to say, and I talked about this with Lance on my Raw review. The thing that irked me about Raw this past week was, I don't know if you remember, Sasha pinned Charlotte clean on SmackDown last week.
I did not see it, actually.
Yeah, I just caught like a glimpse of it. But anyway, she beat Charlotte clean. And then they had Becky versus Charlotte. So I'm thinking, okay, Becky's going to beat her clean because it's the go-home show before Mania to kind of make you feel like, okay, they both beat her, so they got a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, of course, Rick messes around with Becky, to startle her or whatever, and, enough for Charlotte to win. And I'm like, really?
Well, dude, the thing that I think we've learned from the WWE is whatever makes sense is not going to happen. Yeah. But, so, I'm taking Sasha in that one. I mean,
I have to agree with you. I'm leaning towards Sasha, but however, if Charlotte kept the belt, I wouldn't be mad either because she's turned into a really good heel.
Yeah, dude, and I think like in the future it would be great to see Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, and Bayley in a 4-way at a pay-per-view for the belt.
Maybe next Mania.
The 4 horsewomen. I mean, you're thinking a little far. I'm thinking maybe Extreme Rules or Payback.
And maybe SummerSlam because they got 4 hours.
SummerSlam. Yeah, there you go.
They got 4 hours to fill on that.
Yeah, that right there would be great. But we both have Sasha on that one.
Yeah, and the other reason I think Sasha is going to win because like Snoop is going to be there because he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll come out and interfere or anything. I hope not, just because I had an argument with somebody about this in a group where I said they don't need that kind of fluff stuff anymore. They can just have a women's match and let it stand on its own.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too that I wish like no Ric Flair involvement either. I mean, I said I think Rick might cost Charlotte the belt, but if I had my way, Rick would not be out there.
Yeah.
He said Snoop might come out and neutralize Flair. That'd be awesome.
That'd be different.
Yeah, you just take him out of the equation, and then Becky won't need anybody to help her because, she doesn't really have Bailey, I guess, could be the only one, her friend, but because Becky's never really been aligned with anybody, right?
No, she was aligned with Sasha briefly as a heel in NXT.
And Paige,
Yeah.
right, for a little bit, yeah. But Paige is already involved in something else. But I'll take Sasha with the bank statement on because anybody can be pinned, right?
Yes.
I say Sasha pins Becky for the belt.
I was just going to say that because then they can run the angle where Charlotte, I was never beaten.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's my prediction.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. All right, next we have Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred street fight.
Man, I really want to see them get bloody, but I don't know. WrestleMania.
I don't know.
I mean, I really want to see that be a street fight. I mean,
like an old blood and guts kind of match.
Yeah, man, like an old, Bret Hart and Stone Cold type of deal at WrestleMania 13, the submission match, I quit match, whatever.
Yeah.
And I have Ambrose winning the match. I think it's Ambrose's time to really start going over more. Like I love Dean Ambrose. We're both fans of his, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big Ambrose fan. The only guy in the Shield I really can stand is Ambrose.
Yeah.
But I'll take Ambrose. Some kind of crazy finish. Because they're not going to like let him really, let Brock job so much as I think they're gonna make it to where he has to use something big to beat Brock.
I've been getting the feeling all along, and this is just how I feel, but they've kind of teased it where that the Wyatts are going to come out and kind of cost Brock this match. Not so much that they like Ambrose, but they just want to beat Brock up.
I think if they do that, they're absolutely idiots. It's the dumbest thing they could do. To be honest with you, I think you separate that and you let the guys go one-on-one. And then maybe the next night on Raw, if you're going to set something up, let Wyatt kind of cut the promo on Brock. He's supposed to be the conqueror or whatever.
Yes.
But I think you have to let Ambrose and Lesnar go one-on-one and let the finish be those two guys. Let it be decided by those guys, not
because I think that's where they're headed with Wyatt and him, because in one of his promos within the last, I'll say 2-3 weeks, he actually said that at the end of his promo where he was like, if defy me and you'll be just like the rest, conquered.
Yeah, but I think they'll be going down just the wrong path if they let Wyatt and the Wyatt family get involved in that match and have them determine the outcome, because Ambrose needs to go over, obviously. It's his time, in my opinion, and I think they need to do it with him and Lesnar just settling
and I was going to say, I think the best thing with Brock now is he has Heyman in his ear, so he'd be like, dude, he's like, if you want to, you made such a great legacy that maybe losing to a guy like Ambrose and Wyatt isn't going to kill you because you're going to, have more guys to feud with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Bray Wyatt.
I know, it's a mess.
I don't think anybody could actually sit here and predict what's going to happen with Bray Wyatt over the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, because
it's so weird, because I've read all kinds of rumors that after Mania he's going to get that monster push and be the top heel in the company and, in the next 6 months. But I'm like, show it to me first.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't help any that, Harper's done now.
No, because he was the most underrated guy of them all.
But who do you have winning that match, Ambrose and Lesnar?
Ambrose.
You do have Ambrose winning it?
Yeah.
Crazy finish, something insane.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I hope.
I just don't know how far they're going to let him go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, did with the PG whatever rating. Well, why not? It's
Because
WrestleMania. Why not bump it up to the TVMA? Give it a mature rating for one night. It can't hurt.
what I was going to say is, if Owens could take that wicked bump, I forget what pay-per-view it was on, with Ambrose, the last man standing, where he did the flip through the two
Yeah,
tables.
yeah,
If they can do that, then they can turn it up. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, and there's been blood on Raw for like what 4 out of the last 5 times. Like Taker bled against with Shane, something cut him. You
Yeah.
had Hunter getting that blood on the side of his head, and
Which we never saw the cut for.
yeah, I haven't seen the staple scar from that. Like on Monday night, I couldn't find it. I was watching it. I paused my DVR and I just couldn't see it.
And then the blood packet that Roman Reigns had.
Yeah, the Byron Saxton handed fake, crimson mask. But we both have Ambrose going over in that one, which I think is definitely going to happen. Why push the guy like you have and have him lose
Because
it?
he's and I agree with Krista. He's basically turning into to this generation's version of Foley.
Yeah, he can wrestle better, but yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I understand what he means. Where he's like the one that'll do all kind of crazy stuff, like he did when he was John Moxley in CZW.
Yeah, he has a history of it. You might as well put it to use if he can do it.
I mean, for God's sake, they haven't even scratched the surface with him of some of the crazy stuff he used to do.
Yeah, that guy was a maniac. Guy probably still is a maniac. He just gets paid more, and he just doesn't have to do it as much.
Hey, he's probably thrilled.
Yeah.
All right, next we have. I'll go in this order: Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker.
Can we do the Triple H match next?
Sure.
Instead, please.
Okay, fine. We'll do. I was like kind of leading which way we want to go. All right, we'll do Triple H versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we know who's winning that match. Unless there is no unless, is there? We know who's going to be the new world champion after WrestleMania.
What's interesting, I don't know if it was Jim Ross's podcast or a Q&A that he did on his website. He was saying that WrestleMania would be the perfect time to do the switch with Reigns and Hunter.
What do you mean?
Make Hunter the baby face and Reigns the heel.
Yeah, but how can you do that now?
I know. I don't know. Like he's saying, like I guess switch them through the course of the match.
I mean, the only thing you really can do with Ambrose, I'm still thinking about Ambrose for some reason. The only thing you can do with Reigns is like just make him just a destroyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and Lance talked about this. I said the less he speaks, the better.
Yeah, let him speak with violence.
Like when they had him go nuts after TLC when he like beat the snot out of Triple H. I didn't mind that.
Yeah, or the Raw the night when he busted Triple H open.
Yeah.
They're the only times I've really cared for Ambrose. Why do I keep saying Ambrose? I got a man crush on the guy or something. Reigns. That's the only time I've actually cared for Roman Reigns.
Because they're trying to like almost turn him into the updated version of John Cena.
Yeah, well, he's a far cry from Cena. At least Cena can get on the mic and make you have some kind of reaction.
I know what you mean, but you understand what I'm saying. Where they're trying to make him like a clone of him.
Speaking of Cena, man, I wish they would bring Cena back as a heel.
It's possible because I've read all kinds of rumors. First, it was he's going to be out till like June. Then I heard he's been cleared. That he's been cleared and he might do a run-in at WrestleMania.
A run-in to possibly cost Hunter the belt, or
I haven't heard exactly like who they were saying. They're just saying he might come in and set up a match, I guess for like SummerSlam or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading this about the Shield being reunited. I think that's terrible if they do that.
I had read that too, Chris. I had told Jason about that earlier.
Yeah,
And I just think it's a bad idea because I said the smart fans are going to shit all over it.
And then when you do that, it just pulls Ambrose back down. It pulls Rollins back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it kind of sticks him with a faction, and then it makes Reigns the guy that's the leader when Reigns and Ambrose, Rollins and Ambrose are already ahead of him.
Yeah, they've outgrown the faction, you know, kind of like every faction eventually is outgrown. Like the old Evolution, when Batista and Orton and them got too big, you have to split them up, you know.
And to be frank, and I know people are, when they hear this, they're gonna, what are you talking about? I was never a Shield fan.
Me neither. I couldn't care less about the Shield, to be honest with you.
And if you had me choose, I've always felt this way because it's nothing personal against Roman Reigns, but I always liked Rollins and Ambrose better anyway.
Well, they're both much better wrestlers. They both have bigger personalities, and I've always liked Ambrose because of him coming through CZW, the local federation, you know, and I've always enjoyed him more, and I always will. Like, I think I like him better than Rollins and Reigns. Reigns just doesn't register to me, to be honest with you.
Well, for those of you who don't know, CZW is Combat Zone Wrestling based out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's based more out of Voorhees, New Jersey now, but...
Yeah, because they used to run the old ECW arena.
Yeah, that's where they ran probably their first decade of their shows was run out of that. The 2300 Arena is what it's called now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's had like 5 name changes since ECW ran through there.
Because the one I always remember, it was called the old, the Alhambra.
The new Alhambra, yeah. It's not a bingo hall anymore. It's an actual arena now. They've renovated it, and it's actually a nice place now.
Yeah, you had mentioned that before.
House of Hardcore is running there in a few weeks. Maybe 2 weeks from Saturday, I think they're running.
I've never seen any of their shows.
I've seen a couple of them. They're basically just. I mean, they have some good independent guys who come through there. Some CZW Ring of Honor guys all run them, but I think we're going way off topic now.
It's all right. I always do this anyway.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is going to win the belt.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Unless something unforeseen happens that we're not aware of, I'm going with Reigns too.
Yeah, like maybe Reigns will fall down the ramp and break his leg and not be able to wrestle.
Or tear an ACL or something.
I don't want to jinx the guy. I don't wish the guy any ill will.
No, that's terrible.
As a fan, it might be better off for us if something like that happened. But
all right, now last, and this is the match I think is going on last, is Shane McMahon and The Undertaker.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm torn. I still don't know I don't know who's going to win this match.
This is the first time, and I agree, this is the first time in a long time, I don't know where they're going to go.
My thing is they're building it up as if Taker loses, this is his last WrestleMania. Well, Taker's not going to go out his last WrestleMania losing to Shane McMahon. That's my only argument for Taker.
But see, the thing that I've wrestled with is if The Undertaker loses, then Vince McMahon isn't going to have control of Raw anymore, so why wouldn't Shane McMahon just hire him back?
Yeah, that's another thing that... And if Taker disappeared from TV for a month, everybody will forget that was the stipulation.
Exactly.
Like, wrestling fans, I'm not saying us, and I'm not saying a lot of them. A lot of wrestling fans are not the smartest people.
No, not at all.
They forget things quickly.
I don't know if you're in the chat, but Chris says Shane is going to win with Cena costing Taker.
Then they side Cena with Shane against the McMahon, and I could see that happening, but I'm gonna say Taker wins. I think it might be a crazy match. That's another match where I think getting bloody could be great.
And I talked about this with Lance the other day. I said, I'm not going to be like all the other podcast people. Oh, Shane's going to jump off the cell. He's going to do something off the cell. What I said was, expect one crazy bump. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be one crazy bump.
Yes, I think it's definitely going to happen, especially after you saw Shane do the top rope, the elbow through the table, which
Man, and we were talking when that happened, and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, I saw it coming, but that was a good jump, man. He didn't really land it, but we'll forget about that, I guess.
But that's impressive for a guy that's like, what is he, like 46?
46 sounds about right, yeah.
I mean, and he went a good 15 feet.
Yeah, the taker was 15 feet away, but he only went about a good 14 feet. But yeah, I mean, like I would love to see Shane win the match and there possibly be changes to what's going on right now. But like, how much control would Vince actually give up behind the scenes? I mean, he's not getting any younger. There comes a time where you have to start letting a younger generation take over, like Hunter, I mean,
well, what's interesting, it's funny you mentioned that. Before we got on here, I read that apparently a lot of the higher-ups in WWE are like pushing Vince to name a successor because of his age.
Yeah.
And apparently Triple H and him are at odds over Shane.
Well, Triple H, he wants it.
Well, and obviously, you can't believe half of what you read, but what I was reading, Triple H basically wants him gone after WrestleMania. Like, if he's like, I don't want him in storylines, I don't want him in the company, I want him gone.
Yeah, and Chris put Vince is pushing 70. He'll be 71 in August. He turned 70 already.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And he's really looking his age.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, like you're saying, if Vince, something was to happen to Vince, I obviously I don't want anything to happen to Vince, because as much as I've disliked a lot of stuff he's done, our childhood was still a lot of WWE, WWF wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that, the people, the higher ups would definitely want there to be a successor name, because if something does happen to him, God forbid, there would probably be a huge fight over the company, right?
Absolutely.
But who do you have winning that?
I'll just say Shane's going to win, and there's going to be some shenanigans.
Oh man, I'm torn on this one. Like, I kind of, like, I understand Shane coming back to make it a main event for WrestleMania. Big story, gives Undertaker someone to wrestle. But would they have Taker lose again? I guess, his streak is done, so the record really doesn't matter anymore. Once the streak is broken, his record is just irrelevant at this point,
I've had arguments with people about this forever, where I said Bray Wyatt should have beat him last year, and they're like, oh no, he can't lose 2 WrestleManias in a row. I said, what the hell does it matter? I said, Taker's lost thousands of times.
Yeah, so, I'll take Shane. I'll side with you guys. I don't like Cena costing him the match would work, and it would bring Cena right back in. Yeah, I'll take Shane, and I think with the ratings the way they are, they probably do need a big shakeup. If they do split the brands, SmackDown's it's gonna be rough, dude, because as long as they're recording SmackDown, you're always gonna have low ratings,
Because what's interesting, I had read something in this Facebook group I'm in, that they had promotional material come out for like Raw and SmackDown. Like, there were rumors that they had like a bunch of guys that were going to be on the Raw side and a bunch of guys were going to be on the SmackDown side.
Hey, I mean, that could work. That might make me watch SmackDown again.
And what's interesting, I was just going to tell you, maybe not, because they had Roman Reigns being on SmackDown.
Okay, I'm watching Raw religiously. That would be great. If Roman Reigns was like the SmackDown champion, I would love it, because Thursday nights I usually do not watch wrestling at all. Like, tonight's Thursday night.
This week's SmackDown's terrible. Did you see the results?
Yeah, well, they recorded it on Monday night in Brooklyn. It's Ambrose beating Rowan, right?
And then there's like 2 other matches, and the rest is all filler.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he's saying they could make SmackDown live like Raw is. That could work. I mean,
Yeah,
USA, they have more money than
it's
SmackDown was
possible.
what? Sci-Fi it was on before?
Yeah.
Yeah, before they had the big debut. Well, they started, the first one was a live show, right? A Tuesday night.
Yeah, and then they've just gone into the shitter ever since.
Yeah, see, it's just so hard for me to watch SmackDown because I know Tuesday night at about 11 o'clock I can read the results for it.
That's the same thing with me in NXT. I have to stop doing that because they tape like, I think 4 shows in a row.
Dude, they taped like 6 weeks in advance. Like literally, what was it? Bull Dempsey wrestled.
Yeah, he's been fired like what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, he got let go of like a month ago, and he was on NXT last night.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Speaking of NXT, dude, did you want to just like do a real quick rundown of that card?
Yeah.
Just like a real quick one, just just because we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have it in front of you?
Give me 1 second. Gotta hit up the Google machine.
Yeah, that works.
Alright. Because I don't think there's that many matches.
I think there's 5. I think I counted 5. 6. Okay. Whoa, that's actually a decent amount. They might go over 2 hours.
Alright, I'm just going to go straight down the list.
All right.
Austin Aries versus your buddy Baron Corbin.
Yeah, Austin Aries wins that match. There's no doubt about that. When Baron Corbin is the heel jobber now, that's all he is. The guy's not going any higher.
It's funny you mentioned that because me and Chris were talking before we went live, and he was asking me what I thought of Corbin if they brought him up and maybe joined the Wyatts because now that Harper's out.
Please, no. Please. I hope not.
I told him, I said, and he asked me how I thought he was going to like pan out. I said, honestly, I think he's going to be a job guy.
I think that's all he's going to be. He'll just be the heel that he's a heel by default too. Like he's just not very good.
Well, there's nothing like, you know how heels are supposed to make you get upset and like angry. He just makes me feel like nothing.
Well, what I do is, because most of the time when I watch NXT, I watch it on demand. I watch basically what you would say a replay of it because I'm not watching it at the 8 o'clock hour or whatever when it's on.
Yeah.
If Corbin's on, I fast forward most of the time, to be honest with you.
Well, and I think a lot of it had to do was when I watched Breaking Ground, and then it showed what a jerk he is in real life.
Yeah.
That kind of like cemented me to not liking him.
Yeah, it doesn't help any. I got Austin Aries winning that. It's his debut match, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, you saw him in NXT Philly when you went, right?
Yeah, it was him and Finn Balor against Samoa Joe and Baron Corbin. And
yeah, well, this is his actual debut when you think about it because it's his first time on TV.
Yeah, this is his debut wrestling like on NXT television on WWE Network.
Okay, next we have the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder versus American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
Oh, man, I want American Alpha to win that match. I'm big fans of those guys, but I think Dawson and was it Wilder, Dawson, whatever.
Yeah, Dash Dawson.
The Revival, okay, those guys. I think they might win and hold the belts a little bit longer, and that rivalry might go on a little bit. That feud might go on a little bit longer before American Alpha wins the belts. But I really like American Alpha. Like, those guys
they're very talented.
I think they're legit, man. I think, like you even say, they remind you of the world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, and I hate to like pigeonhole them in that because they're so talented.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that they remind you of someone. I mean, like Dash and Dawson remind me of the what are they? The old Brainbusters or whoever. Yeah, they remind me of guys like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's just they just don't need to package them that way. They need to make sure they separate them so fans don't keep saying that,
Right. The only problem I have with Dash and Dawson is they don't really get a lot of heat. Like, you know how when you're like a villain, you're supposed to get people to dislike you. For example, when they were on the Roadblock special, they didn't really get a reaction. No cheer, no boo. It was just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kind of plain.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there's not much about them that gets you to like get up out of your seat. I mean,
Like, I hate you. You know what I mean?
yeah, that could be a big reason why they might give American Alpha the belts, but I think that the Revival are going to retain Friday night, but American Alpha, the belts are going to come their way before too long.
I'm going to go with American Alpha just because it's like Mania weekend, and they usually seem to do the big title switches during that time, like on the big cards.
Hey, that works for me. If they win it, I'm happy because I like the guys, but I'll take the opposite and just say the Revival retain.
Okay. Next, we have Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson.
These guys wrestled each other when I was there in Philly watching NXT.
And do they have good chemistry?
Dude, I haven't seen, like, I know a lot of people love Apollo Crews, but I don't think the guy's a great wrestler. I mean, he's a great athlete. I don't think he brings much other than his physical ability, which I guess could be worked with. Sampson he gets heat, and I think it's only because he's just annoying. Like, did you hear him last night on NXT singing?
No.
Like, they should stop that immediately. Because if I'm supposed to believe that the guy is a drifter who sings and plays guitar, at least let him be able to have some vocal abilities. That match, I think, is going to be about a 3.5 minute squash for Crews.
I was going to say, the one issue I have with Crews is he's not good on the mic.
Yeah, he's not, dude.
Like, he really struggles with promos.
Yeah, he's just not a well-rounded guy, and I guess he's still young in NXT. He hasn't even been there a year, right?
No.
So he still has time.
And I don't know, I'm going to look up how old he is. He can't be very old.
I don't think he's very young either. I think he's like 31.
He's 28.
28, okay, I'm wrong then. So he does have plenty of time.
Yeah, that's the only glaring issue I have with him is his promo work. I like his finisher, how they changed it. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but he's going to win that match.
Yeah, I don't think the drifter thing is working.
I don't think you're going to hear much out of it after Takeover Dallas.
And it's sad because I think the Sampson kid can work.
I don't know.
All right, next, this is an exciting one. I think is going to be one of the best matches of the night. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. Well, I heard they're just going to cut his first name anyway and just call him Nakamura.
Yeah, should be a great match. Nakamura's going to win. He's not going to drop his debut to a guy who's full roster WWE.
Especially because this is Sami Zayn's final NXT match.
It should be, barring injury again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the king of strong style over Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they introduce him, like, what music he's going to have, how he's going to come out and look, you know what I mean? How they're going to... Because you know how WWE likes to tweak stuff.
Yeah, I like the guy. I think he's going to be successful. I think he should have a run feuding with the NXT champion or becoming the NXT champion within 6 months.
Yeah, because they want him to...
up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take Nakamura in that match.
I will as well. I was going to say because they want him to get familiar with the American style.
Yeah, I definitely he's gonna need it too because he's a tough guy and
he's used to working stiff.
Yeah, like the Japanese style wrestling is a little different than the WWE.
Look at Asuka. I like Asuka, but man, she works stiff.
Was she hurt like 3 people already?
She knocked out Was it Emma?
I think so. She hurt Dana Brooke. Well, Dana Brooke might have been the fall that hurt her.
Yeah, is she still injured? Like I've been trying to find that out. What's the deal with her?
I haven't seen her wrestle in a while that I can remember.
The last time I remember her wrestling was the time she wrestled Asuka.
And that's been a couple months ago, right?
At least.
Yeah. So I don't
I
know
just wondered if she has like that like serious of an injury because you see her like come out with Emma all the time, and I was just curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try. I think you're right. She hurt 3 people. She might have hurt Eva Marie too.
I think Eva Marie's talent hurt her. But yeah, I have man.
Yeah, for all our people who are familiar, we're talking about next is Bayley versus Asuka for the women's championship.
I'm taking Asuka. I think it's time for Bayley to go up.
I was just getting ready to say that. I think she's going to lose the title to Asuka, and then Bayley's going to go up the next night and be on Raw the night after Mania.
I'll go with that. It sounds good.
Because that would be a big shock.
I'm hoping because I think it's about time for Bayley to go.
Because the rumors are that Vince wants to have a quote-unquote surprise every hour for the Raw after Mania.
Yeah, so that would be one of them.
Yeah, I have a feeling, and me and you had talked about this, that they're going to like raid NXT's talent after Takeover.
Here's the thing about Bayley. The kids are gonna love her.
Yes.
You bring her up, she's gonna sell merchandise. The kids that don't get to see her on the WWE network, the ones that don't watch NXT, will instantly fall in love with her on Raw.
Because
on the big
to
brand.
me, and we talked.
She's the female Cena. That's what you're gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah, she is. She is. I like Bayley. I mean, I don't have anything against her.
I didn't, for the longest time, I was kind of like meh. Like, I didn't really get the gimmick, but as time has gone on, she's grown on me.
Yeah, here's another thing that I'm wondering, too. The Nia Jax experiment, has that been put to sleep? Is it done?
I don't know.
Because you notice you haven't really, like, Eva Marie's up now, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nia Jax.
No, they basically built her up to be this monster that Bayley just slayed, and then that's kind of been it.
Yeah, so maybe Asuka has to deal with her later on or something. But
that's possible.
Yeah, I have Asuka winning the women's belt.
Because there's no one really else, if Bayley goes up, that she can really feud with. And if Emma stays up, you know?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, too, about Bayley is if they push her up, what's left down there?
I mean, there's some really good women wrestlers, but they haven't really let them have their time. Like Peyton Royce is really good.
Yeah.
Because you saw her wrestle.
Yeah, Chris just said that Nia Jax is a Tamina Snuka clone. She's a bigger clone because I think Tamina Snuka can actually move, and I don't think Nia Jax can move at all, dude.
And it's so weird because it might have been because of that car accident she was in, but when she first came in, she was a lot thinner.
I think I don't see. I haven't seen her in so long. Like I'm not remembering the difference between her. You know?
I meant like not when she was on television because they didn't show her forever. When she first signed, she was like thinner because she used to be like a plus size model.
Oh, you talking about Tamina?
No, Nia Jax.
Oh yeah. See, I don't remember seeing her as that much lately, so I'm like kind of confused. I do remember seeing her on that Breaking Ground, and they were telling her about her weight, and she was driving and eating a cheeseburger at the same time.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
That's not good. Like when they start telling you about your weight and stuff, I think it's time to get the point of what they want.
Yeah, and I remember you were disgusted that she got a raise.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see her as an option. You know, she's not a ratings draw at all.
Like, all she would do is a bit, I hate to say, like a big woman's move, where, like, you know, she'd get beat up a little bit and then just pick them up and be like, and scream and drop them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like, I think they put a beard on her and named her Braun Strowman. That's basically what's going on. But yeah, I think Asuka wins the women's belt. Asuka's over. When we saw her in Philadelphia, there was a lot of kids with her mask and stuff that they bought down at the merchandise table, and Bailey too. Like they were both they're both
it'll
over.
probably make sense for them to move Bailey up then, because Asuka can kind of pick up the slack with the kids then.
I believe so. I think Asuka's merchandise seems to be moving well. The kids seem to like her too. She's, she can wrestle. She's good. She's good enough to carry the belt down there. And I think you can have a win-win. Asuka can get her push as the champion, and Bailey can get her push up to where she should be.
Right. All right. Now the last match is Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Heavyweight Championship.
I have Joe winning it because
So do I.
I have Finn going up too.
Because I think so too. Because I keep hearing rumors that Gallows and Anderson are going to be debuting very soon.
Yeah, like weren't there rumors that they wanted them on Raw prior to WrestleMania, like a couple, maybe 2-3 weeks ago?
Yes,
there was talks about them.
The Mania in Chicago, and the Raw in Chicago.
Yeah, they were talking about them. Now, what are they going to do with that? WWE wasn't able to acquire the Bullet Club name, right?
No, they're going to. From what I understood, they were going to call it the Balor Club.
The Balor Club. So you're going to have Balor come in and have his own stable right away, right?
That's the way I understood it. And there's rumors that they could interfere in Taker's match.
I don't think that works. Because I don't think you have enough people knowing who they are.
Right. What they would have, like Shane would, hire them as his, like, assassins or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, that could work. A youth movement. Shane McMahon's bringing in, like, fresh blood, new blood. I guess that could work. I mean, at this point, anything can work if you do it right.
Yeah, it's just I don't have faith in creative.
But who do you have winning that match?
I have Samoa Joe winning.
You have him taking the belt, and you have Finn going up, right?
Yeah, because originally they wanted Joe to come up, and then they kind of like, for at least from what I read, and now I think they changed their mind.
Yeah. I see. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not a fan of Samoa Joe. I'm not a big fan. He works well, but I mean, dude, he's been that same thing since 7 years ago in TNA. He's been that same Samoa Joe.
I actually like him as a heel. Babyface, not so much.
Yeah, I like him as the kind of guy that you believe could just like destroy someone.
Yeah,
like a Roman Reigns type deal.
Like don't they call him like the I don't want Samoan wrecking machine or something like that.
I don't know. Like
wrecking machine. I think
I can Google it.
I always thought they had called him that.
I'm not 100% sure, but
because I didn't follow TNA, so I don't know.
Yeah, I follow TNA like very, very lightly. Like TNA to me was just like at the time when I was like angry with WWE, I would just like throw TNA on and watch it because like for a while I stopped watching WWE. I stopped watching wrestling altogether for a while, but now I'm back into it. Candace helps. We watch it together and stuff. It's interesting. Jesus.
Yeah, she loves Roman Reigns.
Yeah, she's transitioned more to where she kind of likes Becky Lynch more than anyone. But she did buy a Roman Reigns pop the other night in Trenton, which yeah.
Well, I saw you got the Wyatt mask.
Yeah, I bought the black sheep mask just for I like to get a souvenir from, like, when we were at Raw in Philly. I bought the unicorn horn.
I remember you sent me the picture.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I think Joe is going to win, and it's going to be like a really hard-fought match because they seem to go really stiff at each other.
Yeah, see, I'm hoping with 6 matches, I'm hoping that show goes like a good 2.5 hours.
It should.
Because you figure you have to give Nakamura and Zayn's got to go a little bit. You can't just have a guy make his debut and not have a decent time. You know, they have to let Zayn get over a little bit, and then they have to let Nakamura have his.
You see what Chris is writing in the chat room?
Yeah. I'm not gonna answer that. I didn't buy it. My girlfriend bought it for me, which may sound worse after what you just called it. Yeah, I didn't buy it. 0 cent of my money went toward it. I wore it all night because I was drunk before we went to Raw, so I didn't care. You could have put anything you wanted on my head at that point to wear, and I probably wouldn't have cared. But yeah.
But yeah, I think they should give them time on Takeover. It's not like, God's sake, well, what do they got on there? Freaking replays of Total Divas?
You know what? I'll actually just say what he said, because it's pretty funny. He said, this was his quote, the Chris. He said, "Jason, what the hell were you thinking buying that WWE sponsored sex toy?" Talking about the New Day unicorn horn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you never know. There's probably a lot of lonely women that do that.
I thought the weirdest thing that happened to me all night is on the way out, some guy wanted to touch horns with me.
Whoa.
I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Or when you go in the bathroom and there's guys in there like trying to ask you about your horn and stuff. Yeah. But we're going into
this is a PG show.
Yeah, it's not really a PG show. But
I know,
yeah.
I'm just joking. But that's just really friggin' weird.
Yeah, it definitely is. Some wrestling fans go a little too far. I guess I was one of them that night, but
yeah, but you were intoxicated, so there's a difference.
Yeah.
you weren't of sound mind.
I guess. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing when she bought me the unicorn horn and I was like happy. I was like, oh, I'm going to put it on right now. And I look over and there's like a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old girl standing next to me with the horns on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it was like me and a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old that had the horns on down,
Well, at least you weren't like this guy. Let's touch horns.
Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do?
I know, I'm just kidding because that's just really odd.
Yeah, it's all right though. The guy was probably drunk too.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, everybody, we're gonna get out of here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we will be back tomorrow, I guess, around noonish for our MLB 2016 preview. Does that work for you?
I won't be around. Oh, yeah, tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep thinking today's Friday.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow around noon Eastern with our MLB preview.
Can I throw in a shameless plug here?
Go ahead.
Follow me on Twitter if you want, at A Geek of Nature. That's AGEEK, whatever, of nature. You know what I'm saying. A Geek of Nature. Just follow me. And talk to me on there if you want. Tell me how bad I suck today or whatever. Whatever. All right.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one.